All right. Our final presentation this evening before closing remarks is coming from LeAnn Brosius. She is a evaluation projects coordinator at Kansas State University, and relevant to this project, she is the research and evaluation associate. LeAnn, click here and microphone.
Great. Yes. All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for that lovely introduction. My name is LeAnn. My colleague Grace is in the back. We are the external evaluators for this lovely project. We're so excited to be a part of this project. We are actually located at Kansas State University. In Manhattan, Kansas, not Manhattan, New York. Just thought I'd make that clear. Our office has been in existence for, just to give a little history, we've been around for 22 years. And we work with a variety of clientele that have small or large-scale projects, and we work with a variety of funding agencies, and some of them we have listed here. We actually have several of these SAS projects that we are working on, and we provide those evaluation services for those projects. This is some of our signature areas of evaluation. So these are some of the things that we bring to the project when we come to do that evaluation. And I'm sure some of you are like, what the heck is evaluation? You know, we just get surveys from these people. Well, that's true. You get surveys from us. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to look at impact. What is the impact of your project? And we want to start measuring that now, and we want to start knowing what the impact of your program is going to be in the short term, in the medium term, and in the long term. And I love Beth's presentation because it leads right into mine, because we've got to have that data so that I can show what the impact is. So definitely take advantage of that data repository, because we can get some of our information from that as well. So what we've done, we have evaluation questions, and so these are just fairly general evaluation questions. So what we'd like to look at is, how is a project being implemented from your perspective? How well is it going? So we're looking at that. We're also looking at collaboration and progress. We're looking at how well you're integrating as a team, how your research is coming together, and then of course, how are things going to be sustained? How well is it being developed to be sustained beyond this actual funding cycle? Because that's what's important, right? The here and now is important, but the future is also important, because that's what we're really trying to get at, is that future. So these are the evaluation questions that we have developed for this project. And so what have we done in this first year? Because the first year is always kind of a little kind of building the blocks to future success, and that's kind of how we look at it. So what we've been doing this first year is we developed an evaluation plan, and those are pretty beefy and kind of lengthy and have a lot of detail in it. But we also then developed a logic model, and I'm kind of a logic model geek, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. We also then did an annual team member survey, which I'm sure you guys got that email, and lots of many more emails reminding you to take that survey. And during that, in that survey, we had a question so that we could do a baseline social network analysis, so we could see, what does the collaboration look like on this project right now? So one of the things that we did is we revised the logic model, and Isaiah and the project leadership in the proposal had developed a great logic model, and what we wanted to do was to revise it so that it could be applied to the evaluation. And the evaluation is like this 50,000-foot view of how the project is running. And so we took all the things that the project is doing, all the inputs and activities and outputs, and the goals, and then we said, okay, these are the short, medium, and long-term outcomes that we're hoping are achieved, or that we see progress, or we're moving that needle a little bit. And so we developed this logic model, which helps form the surveys that we send out, the questions that we ask, so that we can show the impact of these projects. So that at the end of the project, you can say, look what we did. We increased people's knowledge and awareness about these issues. We've changed some behaviors because of the research that we've done. We've, increased agriculture productivity and sustainability, or, the water issues that you have in this region. So, we also did the team member survey, and so what I want to do now is I just want to share, this is what I love about evaluation, I get to share what you told me. So I'm going to share back to you what you guys said about how things are going. So we asked people, how's the implementation going so far in year one, right? So all this is kind of baseline. We also asked, how confident are you that you're going to be able to achieve what you set out to do? And you guys are all positive, right? The project is, everybody was satisfied with how the project is being implemented and also confident, which is a good indicator of success in the future, that things are going well. You also, as a team, felt like that the progress towards goals was on track, right? So sometimes things can maybe not go as planned, but right now you guys feel like, hey, we're right on track. And so you can kind of see how each objective feels in terms of that mean score, but for every one of those objectives, everybody feels on track. You can see the breakdown. There were a few that are like, we're somewhat behind, and the only reasons that they're behind is lacking personnel and workforce, and maybe delays, some delays that are kind of occurring because of developing systems and models. So that's kind of where the team feels that they are at. We also then asked about collaboration, because that's really important in these types of projects. And so we wanted to know, how's collaborating going in this first year? And you can see that already people are collaborating not only with their objective, but also with other objectives, which is really important with that integration. And so you can see the dark blue on my scale there. That's the collaboration that's happening across objectives. Those are people who are reporting, hey, I'm working with this other objective, and I'm in this objective. So the collaboration is happening, and so that's great. And then in terms of challenges and suggestions of how we can improve this moving forward, it's just getting to know what other people are doing, having those opportunities to meet and connect and be informed, and just having those opportunities to collaborate. So that's kind of collaboration in a nutshell about what's going on. It's going well, but there are ways to improve, and that really is just meeting and getting together and sharing what's happening, and that's what you're doing today, right? So there we go. We're already making progress. The other thing we asked is, how do you want to collaborate with others, and how do you want leadership to share information with you? And emails, video conferences, those are the top things that people want, right? But also those in-person meetings and that instant messaging is also very valuable as well. So those are the things that how people want to collaborate, how they want to learn, how they want to get information back and forth on a regular basis. So then, we asked, who are you collaborating with? Who are your top 5 collaborators? And this is your project's baseline social network. And you can see that we have so the circles are the nodes, right? And the colors are the institutions. And so you can see that not only do we have collaborations happening across or within institutions, but across institutions. And that's really critical on these types of projects. That's what the funding agencies want to see. They want to see that collaboration that's going across institutions. The other thing that they like to see is those new relationships developing, as well as the old relationships being maintained. And so it looks like part of my key is missing, but the yellow lines are those new relationships, and the black lines are the ones that were established before this project, so people that you already knew before. And this project is developing new collaborations. There's like 62% of the relationships were new. And so that's fabulous. You guys are meeting new people, and hopefully then these will go on to your next project. You'll take some of these collaborations on with you. And the other thing that we looked at are the external partners. And just this early on, you already have like 6 external partners that you're pulling into the project. You're pulling in their expertise to help you with that knowledge. But that's the baseline social network that we have for this project. So some other things that we wanted to know: what's successful, what are the benefits, and what are the accomplishments? And really, it's the collaboration, it's the network, it's those opportunities to come together and gain knowledge from each other and learn a new way of doing things, solving those problems. And so all through those successful aspects and those benefits and accomplishment, that is the message, having those opportunities to collaborate and grow in our knowledge and skills and build those networks for the future. So we also asked the students about what they're hoping to gain. And keep this in mind, right, so that you can touch base with them throughout the project to make sure that, yes, these things are happening. They also are hoping that they will get to build their networks and have those opportunities to collaborate. They're hoping to get some of these transferable skills like writing and publishing and doing those things that researchers do, but also, having some professional knowledge, right, specific to the research that they're interested in. So really gaining those specific skills as well. And then I have some specific questions that we asked them, and you can see that they're hoping that the project will increase their knowledge of project-related work and all the other things, even advancing their career goals. So they're hoping that their experience in this project will move them forward, will move that needle towards those goals of theirs. So what are observations from us external people? So this project, the Southwest Groundwater Project, is impacting the students and the researchers on this project right now, this very moment. So the project and the students feel supported. They feel appreciated with those collaboration opportunities. They feel satisfied with the project's implementation and the progress that's being made so far. The project is increasing yours and the graduate students' knowledge and skills, right? You're already making those steps towards that. The project is fostering collaboration and communication, not only across institutions, but also across disciplines. So that's happening as well, and across the different objective teams. And I liked the activity that you guys did today to kind of foster that team building, because that hopefully is going to help continue that collaboration, being intentional to cross those lines, across those disciplines and across those objectives, and learn something new because you are doing that, making that effort. And then it's building that collaborative network of researchers as well as students, and then those external people, which are also very valuable. So what do we recommend? And I know that that's really teeny tiny, so I apologize. It's not bad just because there's a lot there. But basically, build on what you're doing already. You guys are already doing some very successful things. Go back, revisit what your goals are. Be intentional with integration, kind of like that activity. Like I said, that's an intentional thing that you did to make sure that integration is happening. And then just review the gains that students want to have and make sure that they're actually getting that and those gains are being realized through their experience with this project. Continue to provide opportunities for everybody involved in the project to connect, to learn, to grow about what's going on in this project. So you can do that by fostering collaboration, which I feel like you guys are doing a good job of, continuing to provide information to support the team's progress. If people need things, make sure that they can get that. Explore ways to increase communication and build understanding. I think having that understanding of what people are doing and how their pieces fit really helps build the success of a project. And then just continue to provide opportunities for the students, right? They want to be engaged. They want to know that what their work is meaningful, and they like being a part of something that's bigger and that it has an impact for the future. Show them how it is meaningful. Bring them in on those conversations and make it a positive experience for them. And then just continue to reinforce and strengthen the connections that you guys already have. I know it's great to be able to come together and see each other in person, so continue to build on that. It's such a good energy. And then continue to disseminate publications, your tools and products, online platforms, those outreach events, all those different things. Get the word out there, disseminate it. We actually, later on in the project, will be measuring some of those dissemination efforts to see how well you are doing with that. So, what are we doing next? Just so you kind of have an idea. The advisory board, we're going to be connecting with them. I don't know if any of them are in this room. But we are going to be connecting with the advisory board to kind of get some of their initial feedback of what they're hoping to see from the project. We're also going to send you another survey, so be on the lookout for that. It won't be until probably the spring, but we will be sending another survey. Within that survey, we're going to be asking about sustainability, right? So we'll embed some questions that are specifically tied to measuring sustainability. And right now, how do you feel the project is in terms of sustainability? And then we'll measure it again towards the end of the project to see, have you changed? Has your perception changed about this project's ability to be sustained beyond the funding? And then we'll also then look at what are we going to be doing and then in year 3. Wow, we're already talking about year 3. And that's it. So, are there any questions? Yes.
What the end was in that, how many students had responded?
I think we had 6. Is that correct? I think we had 6 students respond to the survey. Yeah. It's a good question. I go through things so fast, I didn't end up putting that in there, so.
Students and postdocs there are affiliated with the project? Total?
In the grad student and postdoc cohort, there were 23.
That was probably changing too. It was, I know we were hiring so much, it's been ramping up over this year.
Yeah, and the timing of when we did the survey and getting the Isaiah and I talked about let's measure where they're at. In the future, we might just target them in their own survey rather than embedding it in the team member survey so that we can ask some more targeted questions. But, we wanted to try to get some baseline data from some of them, this early on. So that's why we did it the way we did it this year.
Is the evaluation looking at postdocs and graduate students as one group, or are they separating the two?
Well, that's a good question. I think it just depends on what the project wants. So if you want to measure different things for different groups, because their experiences are different. So if that's an important piece to pull out, then yes, we would measure them different. If it isn't, then we put them together. Different projects do it differently. And sometimes projects have undergraduate students, and we're doing undergraduate students and graduate students together. And the postdocs are just considered researchers. So, yeah, we do it different based on what the project wants.
Other questions for LeAnn? All right, thank you so much.
Be ready for my survey.